What you're about to listen to is a recording I took off a few videos to let my live-in listen to on how to get past all this BS she's in over her breakup of her relationship. And I'm hoping, praying that she gets the message. Okay? You're looking at my water fountain, my desk water fountain that I put together. So that way you ain't got to look at my ugly mug. But anyway, um, let's see if this works, okay? So anyway, uh, maybe if somebody's out there having a bad situation with their relationship, maybe this will help them get over it and get through it and focus on what they're doing. So here it goes.
I am so excited. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to let go of an ex that you just cannot let go of, that you're still in love with, that you're so attached to, and you may even be a little obsessed with this person. You just can't seem to let go. Um, what I'm going to talk to you about is going to get pretty deep. You're probably not used to some of the things that I'm going to talk about today because I'm going to go down to the gut level, down to the core of who you are, which is what is really the part of you that's hanging on to this person who is not giving you what you need. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to let go of someone that you're still in love with that has rejected you or has left you for another person or has treated you poorly and you really need to let go of, and you know this. However, everything inside of you tells you that you love this person and you actually feel in your heart like you would take them back no matter what they did. Like, I don't care if they're cheating on you. I don't care if they are using you. I don't care what they are doing. You feel like you want them so badly, that they are so vital to your well being, that you'll let them do anything and you just want to take them back. So I'm just going to go over some things about that kind of love. First of all, let me just start by saying that is not love. That is not love. That is sickness. That is need. That is codependency. And that is the absolute opposite of self love. You are not loving yourself if you are going to love someone else to your detriment.
There you go.
Loving someone else to your detriment is not love.
There you
That
go.
is sickness. Okay,
Amen.
let's just get that out of the way right now.
There you go.
Anytime that you love someone, even though they have blatantly disrespected you, they're blatantly rejecting you, they're blatantly cheating on you, they're doing all kinds of things to be harmful to you.
Yep.
This is not love. This is a sick need that has its roots in your childhood.
Yep.
And it can bring you nothing but harm, nothing but pain. It's codependency at its worst, and it can get ugly. It can get very, very ugly.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about this. You know, I know that to you, you love this person, and you feel a need for this person, and you long for this person. You may be, maybe you slept with this man. Maybe you're a woman. This is not just for women. Men have the same thing. Okay, it's just the opposite. You know, it doesn't matter. We all have this. Where you really want somebody who is rejecting you, who is walking out the door, who is turning their back on you, who is telling you that you're not enough, you're not this, that, or the other. Mm-hmm. This is, okay, so this is happening. And you have this need and this want, and you think about this person when you wake up in the morning. You think about this person while you're driving down the road. You think about this person. You may go to their Facebook. You may stalk their Facebook. You may see that they're happy in some other relationship. You may call them. You may text them. There's all kinds of things that we can do whenever we have this issue. Mm-hmm. What I would like to say is that this is not love, that this is a need, a sick need. It's unmet needs left over from childhood.
Yep.
It's unmet need.
It's
not a real love, and it's not a real need.
That's right.
And so it's important that we get honest with ourselves and realize that although on the surface it looks like I love this person, this man, this woman, it's not this man or this woman that you love, that you're missing, that you're pining for, that you're needing, that you're hurting for, and that you're wanting against all odds.
Yep.
It's not a person. It's not Jimmy. It's not, Marco. It's not this person. It's not that person. It's not this girl. It's not that girl. This is actually something inside of you left over from childhood, unmet needs that caused you to now have a feeling that you want someone that is not good for you.
That's
Okay?
right. That's
And it's
right.
not a real need. And so the key to letting go is figuring out what is really going on. Because as long as you're thinking that it's about, what's a cool name? I don't know, Jack. That's not a cool name, but it's not a bad name. I'm just saying it's Jack. Okay. As long as you realize that it's not really Jack that you're wanting. See, that's the problem, is people don't realize that there's a lot more going on underneath the surface than what you think. It's not Jack that you're wanting. It's the need to be filled that wasn't filled long ago. It's still begging to be filled. And what you've done is mentally, you've denied all that crap and you're projecting this need that won't go away onto Jack or onto Julie.
Yep.
Okay? So it could be your parent, it could be a father, it could be a mother, it could be either or, it doesn't matter. It's that love that you needed when you were a child. And so what you're really needing to let go of is not Jack or Julie. What you're really needing to let go of is that unmet need. And the only way that you can let go of that unmet need left over from your childhood is if you meet it on your own. And the only way you're going to be able to meet it on your own is if you acknowledge that it's there and you face it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if it's Jack, then it's going to be Michael, then it's going to be, I'm trying to think of cool names. It's going to be another guy, or another girl, another girl. You're always going to set up the same scenario where they're walking out the door and you're pining away.
Yep.
Because your system, your psyche, is set on rotate, over repeat. It's called repetition compulsion. It's a Freudian concept, but it's so true. It's repetition compulsion. Our minds, we have these circuitry in our mind. We keep playing the same thing over and over again until it is completed. And so what you have to do if you want to let go of this guy or this girl that you're so obsessed with is you're going to have to work on yourself.
Amen.
You're going to have to do personal development.
Yep.
Because you may get over this person, another guy, another girl may come along and fill their shoes, but you're going to pick the same kind of person.
Yep.
The kind of person that's going to leave you. And the
Yep.
kind of person that's going to leave you high and dry, leave you aching, leave you pining, leave you watching YouTube videos on how to let go. So unless you go in and do the work on yourself, you're going to be stuck forever in repeat. And you may even get a long-term relationship, but that person will always be 1 foot out the door. You'll always be chasing after them unless you work on the unmet need within, because that's what it truly is. It's not feeling like we're enough because we didn't get our needs met when we were little. So we don't feel like we're enough, so we feel like we have to get it externally. And unfortunately, the way our programming is programmed, we seek it in people that are unable to give it because we're on repeat. The Freudian system of repetition compulsion. We're repeating again and again. We're trying to get it right. We're trying to make someone who doesn't love me. Okay?
And it don't
And you're
work.
going to be really good at picking out the guys and the girls that don't love you. I mean, you're going to be champion at that. If you're sitting here and you're watching this video, how to let go of someone that you need to let go of, that means you have unmet needs in your childhood and you have a pattern of people not meeting your needs and not getting your needs. And it means that you're looking externally to get these needs met. But unfortunately, the time to get these needs met was only in childhood. That was the only time it could be done externally by your parents. And a lot of times parents don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it right. Maybe their needs weren't met. And so that was the only chance for you to get it done externally. And if it didn't get done externally, that means you, as yourself, are going to have to go back and unravel everything and do the work yourself and meet your own needs. The good news is that it's possible. The bad news is it's really hard. And the next news is you can't live without it because you will have a life of misery without it. It doesn't get any better from here. Okay? So the first thing you want to do if you want to let go of somebody is you want to search within yourself for the truth. But for why am I really in love with Jack? Why? What is it? Jack, generally speaking, in these kind of situations, he's done something really wrong. Usually, whenever we can't let go of someone, it's someone who's totally not good for us.
That's right.
It's not this angel person who is wonderful to us and treats us well. It's somebody who's walking out the door, who's rejecting us, who's told us we're not good enough, who's told us that, we're not enough for them. It could be a narcissistic person, a sociopathic person, a psychopath. It could be anybody. Why? Why am I loving this person? What is the pattern here in my relationship? Has this happened before? And then begin to look back into your childhood, even into your parents, which heaven forbid can be one of the hardest parts about this process. But I told you in the beginning that this is going to be deep. And this all has to do with your parents, I hate to say. You'll take this person that's walking out the door and that you're pining away for and you're trying to get to love you and wishing they would love you. And I guarantee you're going to see a pattern of your own parents if you really look at the truth. If you won't look at the truth, if you have your denial blinders on, then you're never going to get to the bottom of this.
There you go.
You may not be mature enough in your development, your psychological development, to see the truth. But the day that you are awake enough to see the truth and really face the fact about your parents, that they probably had some of this in them, where you've always been chasing after them in some form of fashion, it can get really tricky here. That's why it's so hard to do a video on this. Okay? This is a lot deeper than you think. It's not like just 1, 2, 3. Oh, here's how you let go. No, we're talking, you're not just hanging on to a man or to a woman. You're hanging on to something you needed and you never got. Okay? This is not a person that's all that great, that you put on a pedestal, that you idolize. This is like something that you need, and that's why you cannot let go. Because if it were somebody that were really good for you, you don't feel that it's just a good feeling. It's kind of boring even. It's just kind of, oh, nice. But the kind of need that we're talking about where you cannot let go of someone who's hurting you is a lot, it's sick. It's not healthy. And it's in our culture. And it's encouraged by our culture. But that doesn't make it right. Because you need to love people who love you back. And you need to love people who have your back. You need to love people who love you. But the problem is they don't feel comfortable. They feel boring, or they don't feel comfortable. They only feel comfortable if they're mean and nasty and using you and exploiting you and treating you badly. But the problem is that we have neural pathways that are stuck in the old patterns. That's part of that repetition compulsion. Because when we're in our development, our relationship, internal working model of relationships is developed. And so it doesn't change just because we turn into adults. We go into life with the same patterns from childhood. It's exactly the same. I mean, literally, it's amazing. Now, you can heal in some ways, but you will, unless you do the work yourself and look at it, have awareness, and meet these issues head on, you're going to continue to repeat. Whether or not you want to believe that, whether or not you want to face that, whether or not you want to denial and be defended against it, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, what you have to do is if you have this unmet need, these unmet needs, then you're going to have to do a lot of things. But one of those things is to recreate neural pathways that are correct, that are good. And a lot of times when you don't have the internal working model and the neural pathways, which is, the synapses firing in your brain that say, okay, this guy loves you, he's being good to you, and he's available to you, and he wants to be good to you, and he wants to be nice to you, and he's doing things to make you feel special, and he is displaying to you that he feels that you're enough for him. And the old internal working model is not going to be accepting of that. It's going to go, this guy likes me. Where's the guy who hates me? I want that one. Where's the one who spits on me? Not literally, but sometimes literally. Where's the one who hits me? Where's the one who leaves me out in the cold? Where's the one who cheats on me? Where's the one who doesn't want me? That's the one that feels right, because when you were a child, you were imprinted. This is huge. This has taken me so much work to get this. You were imprinted. You were imprinted towards a rejecting type of person. Like you were imprinted towards a rejecting type of person because your parents were rejecting towards you. And you're always going to be like a baby duck following its mother. But instead of following, you're following rejection. And whenever someone's good to you and nice to you, it's going to feel like crap. So what do you have to do? What's the answer? The answer is to rebuild, or to build for the first time, neural pathways that are good. And so that means that it will feel uncomfortable at first. You may spend time with a gal who's actually sweet to you and kind to you and can connect with you and can be intimate with you and can be honest with you and not cheat you, not love you and treat you like crap, but it feels uncomfortable to you. So you have to allow yourself to be in situations and not feel comfortable as these neural pathways are being built. That's a huge part of it. It's hard.
And stop being a
You have to realize
babysitter.
who you're really holding on to. You're not really holding on to Jack. You're not really holding on to Julie. These are just projections of unmet need from your childhood. So you cannot possibly get over this if you're idolizing Julie. You can't get over her if you're idolizing her. You've got to see this for what it is. I can tell you this, and it can come into your mind, and I can tell you all day, but until you get it in your heart and you really understand that it's not Julie that you're in love with, it's not Jack that you can't live without, it's that unmet need, it's that part of you that never got what it needed, that never was told, that was never conveyed by your parents, that you're worth it, that you're worthy, that you're worth loving, that you're worth treating right. So, as such, you're running after people who are pushing you away. And that feels comfortable, even though the pain is so great. It's horrible pain. And we can get over this. And this is something that I've gone through. And I cannot tell you the freedom of knowing these things. So allow yourself to face reality about what's really going on. Don't pretend that you're following after someone because of them and that you're less than. Realize that you are somebody and you're worth being treated well. And that just because this person does not want to be with you, it doesn't say anything about you. Once you unhook your worth from this person who's walking out your door, you will find it much easier to let go. That's by let go, I mean stop thinking about them 24 hours a day.
That's right.
Stop trying to reconcile. Stop belittling yourself, disrespecting yourself, letting your dignity be a doormat.
Amen.
You can stop doing that once you realize that it's all about what's going on within you. It has nothing to do with this person. You've idolized this person and made this person into somebody that they absolutely are not. You're giving them way more credit than they deserve. In fact, you are taking your good qualities that you don't want to see in yourself and you're projecting them onto Julie.
There you go.
Those qualities are not hers. They're in you and you're projecting them onto her. If she's shoving you away, chances are she has her own issues to deal with. She could be narcissistic, incapable of love. She could, that's people that have this inability to let go, people like us who fall in love with people who are rejecting, the chances of them, it's codependent behavior. Chances of the person we fall in love with being a narcissist are like, I would say, 90 to 100. The person's probably narcissistic, probably a narcissist. And it doesn't mean that they're like the typical narcissist breed. They could just be a covert narcissist, sweet as pie, that you would never know. The chances of them being a narcissist and you being a codependent are very, very high if you are somebody who cannot let go of an ex and you're wanting that person and longing for that person morning, night, day. You feel that person inside And I'm making fun of it because I've gotten over it. Barely, but I am over it. And I tell you what, the pain is unbelievable. And it can cause physical pain in your body. Okay, here's another important thing. Don't be extreme when you're letting go. There's a tendency when you're letting go to split. Because part of this whole process, you're in love with somebody that doesn't love you. It shows me, and anybody who knows about childhood development and psychological development, that you're kind of arrested. You have arrested development at a developmental stage that didn't get completed. You didn't get a milestone completed somewhere back whenever you were being developed. I can't tell you exactly where, but I'm sure someone could pinpoint exactly where. But it comes from traumatic childhood. It comes from not getting your needs met as a child. And part of that development, you get stuck in a developmental stage where you split. People are either good or bad. They're black or white. And so there's a tendency for some of you, I don't know, for me this was the case, to ricochet. Like one day he's the greatest guy on earth, and then the next day, in order to try to get away, in order to try to let go, I felt like I had to make him into a demon. Okay? And it was kind of a pattern in my family growing up, was, where people would become bad. And we would be like, oh, he's a piece of shit. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, he's a creep. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Even if you're calling somebody a creep and you're bad and you're splitting them, you're still caught up. You're still caught up in that whole dynamic. Whether you're calling them an angel and you're idolizing them, or you're devaluing them and calling them the biggest creeps that you've ever known, you're still caught up. The key is to let go, is to truly let go. When you truly let go, you're really facing what you're dealing with. And you're realizing it's not him or her. And I don't need to demonize this person. It's good to understand about different personality disorders so that you can recognize them and learn more about yourself. Because you're just a reflection. People around you are a reflection of what you're needing. So calling him a creep or calling her a creep or putting her down or hating her is not the answer. It actually gets you more caught up. It gets you more geared up and queued up. You really just need to step back and say, you know what? It doesn't matter what she is. This has nothing to do with her. This is all with me. And I'm working on me. This is not about her. The letting go needs to happen within me. And I need to let go of what I'm thinking is going to solve this emptiness. And what's going to solve this emptiness is not this man or this woman. What's going to solve this emptiness is if I meet myself underneath all this bull crap, and I see that I am the one who's hurting, and that I am the one who has abandoned myself. I have let go of myself because I never knew how. I was never plugged in. I was never queued up for myself. And so now I'm going elsewhere outside, trying to find myself, trying to find my peace in this person who's walking out the door, because that's what I've been imprinted to do. And now I've got to meet myself at that need, meet that unmet need, which I'll do videos on. Maybe if y'all give me good comments, I might do videos. I was so excited. Y'all gave me all these great comments on one of my videos, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a video. Thank you for liking it and sharing it. I appreciate that. And you also have to, this is a lot of work that you have to do. Y'all didn't expect this, did you? Another thing is you have to unearth negative core beliefs that you hold about yourself. And that's the cognitive side. That's your brain, how your brain works. Because you're thinking you're not worth it. And that's because you have beliefs inside that tell you you're not worth it. And all this stuff comes together. And all this stuff works together. So here's another hard part. You really need to face that this person that you need to let go of does not care about you. One of the things we do is we project things onto them, and we read things onto them, and we want them so much to care about us that we project our care onto them. But the fact is they don't care about you if they're walking out the door and dating other people.
There you go.
They don't. I mean, they may care, but they don't care not the way you need them to care and not the way you think that they care. No, there's nothing you can do to change them. There's nothing you can do to prove yourself. There's nothing you can do. If they cannot see right away that you're worthy, that you deserve respect, then they don't care about you. They don't have the capacity to care about you unless they go and do some severe personal development. And that would take probably years. You know, they would need to do personal development just like you need to do. They cannot change. You cannot change them. You cannot prove yourself to them.
Right.
So look closely at your relationship patterns. See what keeps happening over and over. And you'll be able to see and uncover your repetition compulsion that you keep, your imprint for relationships. And if you go, and then you can go all the way back to childhood and you can see, oh, my parent, mom or dad were like that. And that's really the hardest part. And what comes in that little area is grief. You have to grieve. You have to face what you lost, what you didn't get, what you keep telling yourself you did. You keep making your parents okay. You've got to face the fact that things weren't okay, number one. And number two, you have to grieve. You have to cry. There's like probably a whole lot of tears inside. I would say to the level that you are unable to let go of a bad person, a person that's bad for you. I don't think any person is bad necessarily. I'm just saying a person that's not treating you well. To the degree that you hurt is the degree that you need to hurt for what happened to you when you were little. And that's the grief that you need to allow to come to the surface. You really need help with that. You need a therapist who can walk you through that because that can be a tumultuous thing.
There you
But
go.
it will change your life. And it's so free. So that is my, unshallow version of how to let go of someone who's bad for you.
All right. I hope this sunk in. I hope this helps because she was on the money on everything. And now we're fixing to flip over to another one that she has. Hang on.
So, I am Jenna Ryan. Welcome to Self Love You. I'm just going to do this quick video, and I want to share with you, I want to talk about practical ways to love yourself. And so this is a very practical video where I'm going to tell you practically how to love yourself more. What we're going to talk about is boundaries and setting your boundaries and keeping them. And the most important part of this video is that nothing can be more important to you than your dignity and your boundaries. Nothing. And if you are someone who is used to people pleasing and who feels obligated and who is constantly being disrespected in life, then it means that you don't have good boundaries.
Right.
And chances are that you were taught not to have good boundaries from childhood, either through being abused or for somebody not recognizing your truth. A lot of people were raised, like in my environment, it's like a dictatorship. I wasn't allowed to feel unless someone gave me permission. I certainly wasn't allowed to say no. And so I was taught in order to be a good girl, in order to win love and get attention and get affection and things for people in my life, I was taught that I had to never say no and always make everyone around me happy. And this is a problem when you get into adulthood, because then you end up feeling guilty if you say no or if you're not making other people happy. You feel like you've done something wrong. Well, that's not true. You are not responsible for making everyone happy. In fact, when you try to, you end up being disrespected, and it hurts a lot worse than anything. So it's very important that we remember who we are and that we learn that it is so important that we keep our ego strength, that we stay strong. And you need to consider your boundaries are the most important thing. Okay, and so what's going to happen is when you set boundaries, when you just start learning to set boundaries, you're going to come up against situations where you get to choose. I can either choose myself and self-respect, or I can go on and have fun. A lot of times you're in situations where you have to make a decision between going with the flow, not rocking the boat, or continuing to have fun or to protect yourself and maintain your dignity and self-respect. And what I mean by this is you've got to be so connected and so absolutely honoring of your truth and your need to be respected in every instance, not to a weird extent, but just basic respect. You have got to be so serious about that that you can walk away from any situation, no matter how much fun you're having or how good it might be. And what I mean by that, again, is if you have to love yourself more than sex. You have to love yourself more than the party that you may be going to. You have to love yourself more than the good time you may be having. You may have to stop a great conversation that you really, really enjoyed. You may have to stop it in order to set a boundary and walk away. You may have to do that. You may have to walk away from a conversation with somebody you adore if you are not being respected properly, or if you need to set a boundary and walk away. So you've got to be prepared at any moment in time, any time, to set a boundary and walk away if that is what is called for. And you've got to also understand when that is called for and when it's not called for, because there are different instances when it's most important that you walk away. For example, if you have someone who is not treating you respectfully, and how do you know? How do you know if they're not treating you respectfully? Well, you feel it because you become in touch with your intuition, and you just know, this doesn't feel respectful, and I don't like it. What this person just said to me, it bashed my truth, and they have no clue what they're talking about. And I'm not going to just let this go on and act like it's not happening. You've got to stop it. You've got to nip it in the bud. And sometimes you can set a boundary and just move on with the conversation and continue to have a good time. But there are other times where that is not the best thing to do. There are other times where you really have to shut it down and walk away from the good time, from the good conversation, from the good boyfriend, from the good girlfriend, from having sex, from going on that great date. Anything, nothing can take precedence. Nothing can be prioritized over your dignity. You have got to be respected in all accounts, because you may give up your dignity. You may be disrespected and be able to have a good time, but at the end of the day, it's going to come back to haunt you, because disrespecting yourself is never a good idea. And that is exactly what you're doing. If you continue on with the conversation in which you're being disrespected without shutting down the conversation, setting a boundary, explaining you don't like that, and then maybe walking away. If you know, I don't care what happens, you have got to stand firm. You've got to have strong boundaries. You've got to have a strong line in the sand. You've got to have good ego strength. If you want to live a healthy, fulfilling life and have healthy relationships that are equal, where you are fulfilled and treated properly, also, when you keep your boundaries intact no matter what, even if, it's a movie star who is breaking your boundaries, busting your boundaries, violating your boundaries, you have got to be able to walk away. If it's
You got to work on yourself, nobody else. You got to focus on you, is basically what she's saying. You got to put everybody else off to the side, out the door, down the road, whatever the case may be. You got to focus on yourself. And once you do that, once you get the idea of what you want in life, then you can do anything and everything you want. Is basically more or less what she's saying.
at work, no matter what, you always must assert yourself, or you're going to be walked over and you're going to regret it. And you may save yourself a little bit of fun, but at the end of the day, the people who you allow to walk over you that way, and you don't stop from walking over you, they may not mean to do it. It may be subconscious, but at the end of the day, they're not going to respect you, and it's just going to get worse. So if you have a boyfriend who is treating you disrespectfully, Have the strength within yourself, believe in yourself enough, and believe in your dignity. Hold your dignity. Don't give yourself away. That's what giving yourself away is all about. Is you give yourself away by enjoying a good time, by enjoying their company, but allowing little instances of disrespect to occur. You've got to be willing to walk away anytime you're disrespected for any reason. Whenever we're disrespected, we may think it's not a big deal, but the fact is that it harms our self-esteem. We allow other people to roll over us, to run over us, to bulldoze over us when our heart has we have a gut feeling that we're being disrespected and we do not put a stop to it. We go on with whatever it is so that we don't rock the boat, so that we don't make anybody upset, so we can keep the fun going. Don't keep the fun going. You need to take a stand. Take a stand. We
Get a
all need to
backbone.
take a stand. And stick to your gun. If you say no, that means no.
That's right.
And if you want a boyfriend who treats you in a certain way and he treats you in a way that is less than that way, then you need to say I'm sorry and walk away. Because you, my friend, are more important than anyone else when it comes to relating. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. It's not selfish for you to be concerned about your own dignity. You may have been taught that, but the fact is that if you do not maintain concern for your own self, nobody else will. And you're not even a self. You are codependent. It means that you're not even a full person if you are not able to stand up for your dignity in any situation, no matter how much fun you're having, no matter how much fun you stand to lose. If you stand up and make a stand for yourself, you've got to do it. And that, once you're able to do that, I think that that is a beautiful place to be, because you may not have fun for the rest of the night or the rest of the day, or you may not be able to continue that conversation that you were so enjoying. But let me just tell you, you'll be able to look yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, feel in your heart and go, you know what? I may not be able to have fun today, but I sure do respect myself. And I sure am glad that I stuck to my guns and I did not continue something that was degrading or devaluing or disrespectful to me.
There you go. Like I said, listen with both ears and understand what she's saying, because she's hitting it dead on the nose. And she's saying it better than I can. And that's why I'm recording this. So I hope you understand this, and I hope you take this to heart and just do what you need to do. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about Tracy. Don't worry about Kim. Don't worry about Joe Blow down the road. Don't worry about who's doing what. Worry about yourself. Do what you need to do, and that's to work on yourself. Basically, to the point, on the money, the nitty gritty, whatever you want to call it. Okay?
Hello everyone, it's me, Jenna Ryan, and it's time for another video. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for all your feedback regarding my videos. It really compels me to do more videos, and I just appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing, and for liking, for subscribing, and for commenting. Today, let's get right down to the topic. The topic at hand today that I want to discuss is the way that the universe will bring relationships to you that you need to heal the wound, whatever woundedness is inside of you. Okay? The universe will bring to you the relationships that you need to heal. So this is pretty in-depth, okay? I know that that's a huge assumption that I'm making. And what I'm going to do is back it up with my life experience, and hopefully it will resonate with your life as well. Of course, I can't prove this. This is not a scientifically proven concept. However, I'm going to just explain it to you, and maybe it will ring a bell with your own intuition, and you will be able to use this information for making decisions, healing along your pathway as you go. So I found along the way, and have confirmed from other sources, that we attract people that we need to heal. So basically, it kind of comes down to the concept of, I don't know if you've ever been to therapy, but I remember years ago when I was in therapy, one of my therapists said, we're going to attract people that are at your same level. So people that, if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to attract healthy people. Healthy people are not going to be attracted to an unhealthy person, and an unhealthy person is not going to be attracted to a healthy person, because healthy interactions and healthy relating and having self-worth in your interactions with other people is a totally different ballgame, on a totally different realm than behaving codependently, than fawning to a narcissist, than being manipulated, to being exploited, and things like that. It's a totally different ballgame. So these two do not collide, they do not combine, they do not hang out. If you have somebody who's super healthy and they're really nice and loving, and you are used to being treated badly, then you're not going to be interested in hanging out with someone who's loving and nice and kind and respectful. If you're someone who is used to being respected, then you're not going to tolerate someone who busts your boundaries and who behaves codependently with you or narcissistically. So that's part of the puzzle that I'm trying to explain. Another piece of it that I got later on, years later, was I understood that you attract people at your level of emotional health. But then I started discovering more about the concept of the laws of vibration and how, scientific fact, we are energy, we are atoms. I don't want to get into the physics of everything because I can't really describe it very well, but I do understand that as human beings, we are energy. This emotion is energy in motion, this emotion that we feel. So you're also, not only are you going to attract someone who is at your mental health level, but you're also going to attract someone who's at your emotional level. So if you're an angry person, you're going to attract someone who is either attracted to anger or afraid of it, or somehow going to play with that anger in some way. Basically, this concept came about when I started studying myself and my inner self, and I started realizing through my studies that whatever is manifested on the external of your life, whatever's manifesting on the outside of your life, is what is going on the inside. You are just mirroring what's going on the inside, because we are co-creators in this universe. We are creating our lives. Some of us do not take responsibility for that, but we are. And if your life sucks, it means that inside you're sucking. It means something inside of you thinks that you deserve to suck and that your life deserves to suck. And so one of the important things about this is learning to take accountability and responsibility for your own vibrational being, to your own self, to your own thoughts, to your own emotions. Because wherever you are emotionally is what you're going to attract. Wherever you are emotionally is how you feel inside, and what you feel you deserve. So if you have a false core belief at the core of your being that you don't deserve to be treated well, then you're not going to set boundaries against poor treatment from others. You're going to allow other people to treat you like shit if you have a core belief inside that you do not deserve to be treated well. If you feel like you are unworthy of love, then you're going to confirm that false core belief inside of you. You're going to be confirming that through self-sabotage and through choosing partners and friendships that are unloving to you because you feel you're unworthy of love. However you feel is what you're going to manifest. However you feel inside about yourself is what you're going to pull towards you and what you're going to gravitate towards. So you're going to attract people if you're wounded inside, and this is the beauty of it. So if you have a narcissist in your life, or a psychopath, or manipulated person, this person is a messenger. I know that you've probably heard this before because I've heard other people discuss this. It's a messenger. It's a messenger to teach you the areas that you need fortifying, to teach you the areas in yourself that you are lacking in self-love, to teach you how to teach you what you need to do. It is beautiful. So the relationships that occur, especially patterns of relationships, if you see patterns, then you can take those patterns and work backwards to figure out What is the core belief that's at work here that I need to change within myself? And so this kind of puts us in a different position. We're not the victim anymore if we realize that we're attracting to ourselves what we need to heal. Because if I'm attracted to a narcissist man, let's say, and I'm interested in him and I allow him to do things that are manipulative and exploitive toward me, and I don't set boundaries or walk away from the relationship, then that shows me right there, right in front of my face, the areas in my own self that are needing help. And so I can go and help myself. I can do things to show myself that I'm worthy, I can do positive affirmations in order to feel the completeness and the fullness of healing in those areas. I can do hypnosis. I can do meditation. I can do cognitive behavioral therapy. I can do things to change the core beliefs that are causing me to be attracted and to attract and to allow people who are treating me poorly or not giving me what I need into my life. Okay, so rather than sitting there and complaining about the last narcissist that you've been with, or sitting there complaining about, anything really, what we really need to do is go inside and begin to heal parts of us that believe we don't deserve the best. Because this has been proven in my life, just because as my healing has increased and I've gotten more conscious of my own self-worth and my own value, and beginning to nurture myself and reparent myself and love my inner child and mourn my losses and do the healing work, the deep healing work, I have noticed my relationships improving. I mean, I can look back on my life and see some of the people and some of the people I allowed in my life and the treatment that I allowed and the boundaries that I didn't set. And I look at today where I set boundaries and I don't allow myself to return to situations that aren't healthy, and I'm loving towards myself and I'm good to myself, and I notice that frees open space for better treatment, for better people to come into my life. And so along the way, I've lost friends because of whatever reason. Maybe I, didn't set boundaries in the appropriate place. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was their fault. Whatever reason, I've been able to develop stronger and deeper and better relationships as I go along. And especially starting out with my relationship with myself. That's the most important relationship, is my relationship with myself. Because if that's messed up, all the rest of them will be messed up. But if you have a good relationship with yourself, then your other relationships, if you're protecting yourself from people who are damaging towards you, who are abusive towards you, or who are even impeding on your boundaries, if you're not setting boundaries, or setting boundaries properly, then that's going to free you up to be a full person, and to make choices, and to allow people in your life that are healthy and whole themselves and willing to build you up and willing to meet your needs. But as long as you are unhealed and you think you don't deserve these kinds of people in your life, then you're going to continue to be attracted to the kind that are not so good for you, that actually take more than they give, that exploit you, drain you of your energy, and crush you to a powder. And you just have to stop that, because it's only by starting to heal yourself and realizing that you deserve better than that, and that you can get better than that if you would just take care of yourself. It is only by doing that you can begin to attract a higher quality person. And by higher quality, I don't mean that anyone's better than anyone else. I just mean their mental state and how they feel about themselves is better for you than someone who doesn't feel good about themselves, and so they have to get their self-esteem off of you and you off of them and all that messed up stuff. So you have levels of friendships and levels of how you love yourself and levels of how you're going to allow yourself to be treated. And one of the things that I wrote in my private group the other day, which is Self-Love You, with the letter U, is I said that every act of self-protection is a message to the universe that says, I deserve better. No, this will not work for me. This is not going to work. No. When you walk away from something that is potentially hurtful to you, but you know in your heart it's the temporarily hurts, but in the long run, it brings you, gives you space to be who you are, and it also gives the universe a chance to bring you better, to bring you what you deserve, what you feel you deserve. And the opposite of that is true. If you go ahead and go for the temporary feel good of being with the person that is not good for you, then you close that space and you close up that opportunity for that future healthy connection to come into play. So it's almost like just a circuit board of open connections, possible connections. And you're in charge of your circuit board. You're in charge of who you allow to come in and plug in to your being and who you plug your being into. And so you have to be in charge of that. And you have to choose connections that are clear, that were, all these people can't come and connect on you and you're not getting any energy because you're going to deplete yourself. So you just have to understand that the relationships that are in your life, if you have someone in your life who is abusive towards you, or a friend who doesn't respect you, then this just means that these are the areas, direct arrows, pointing to the areas in which you yourself need to come in and save your own day. Because there is no savior. You have to mourn your desire to have a savior. You have to mourn the fantasy of a savior coming in like Superman, like we learned when we were children, that a fairy tale person is going to come in and save you, because nobody is going to save you. You have to save yourself. And these bad relationships, these poor connections, these disconnections, these exploitive situations that are coming towards you are just clear messages of where the wound is within yourself. And so it's a perfect opportunity when someone is rude to you, when someone is trying to take from you, even just an interaction on the street with someone who is not doesn't have your best interest at heart, or who can't take a no. All of these, life is a school. All of these interactions, all of these engagements is your opportunity to tell the universe what you're worth and what you think others are worth, because you have to value yourself and others. You're not higher than anybody, you're not lower than anybody. You are worthy and valuable just as you are, with all your mistakes, with everything that you've ever gone through. All of these things, you are worthy and valuable. And you have to understand that. And as you understand it, the more you understand it, the happier life gets. And the more you're able to take care of yourself and free up your circuit board for positive and good connections. And so I hope I made my point that if you have someone in your life and you're wondering, why me, start to look within. Instead of looking at the negative of the person, yes, you want to be aware of negative attributes of abusive people. However, you want to use that information in order to heal the wound in you, because there is a reason that you're allowing it to happen. There's a reason a healthy person who loves themselves and who believes that they deserve good treatment will walk away in a heartbeat from poor treatment. They won't even give it a second thought. It's like it's not a big deal. Someone who loves himself is not going to stick with the narcissist. So if you're sticking with the narcissist or somebody who's treating you badly and you don't really understand why, then you've got to open your eyes and go into your unconscious and go into your subconscious and find out, what is it in me that feels unvaluable? What is it in me that feels that I do not deserve better treatment? Why am I staying with this person? And not being mean to yourself, just saying why. I want to know why. I'm open to learning. I'm open to knowing. And I love myself more than anything, because if you don't love yourself, nobody else can love you, and you can't love anybody.
That's right.
So you have to say, wait a minute, I matter. I matter. I'm important, and what I need matters, and I don't need to be abused, and I don't need to be exploited, and I need people to pay attention to what I have to say, and I need to be respected. And I need my boundaries to be firm and flexible and wonderful. And I need positive connections in my life. And I'm going to make room for these connections. And I'm going to feel the pain behind the reasons why I'm running after or allowing someone into my life who is painful to me, who is hurtful to me. who is disrespectful to me, because I deserve better. And every day, as you begin to heal, as you begin to climb that mountain of healing and go the miles and miles that it takes, you will get stronger and stronger. And you will begin to allow people in your life that are more and more healthy until you get to a place where you're completely able to function independently, interdependently, both.
Alright, there you go. You can't get the message off of that. I don't know what to tell you. Because she said everything I've been trying to tell you. To the bone, man. I'm telling you. Listen, learn, and accept the fact. It's done. It's over. Time to change the way things are. New year, new you. Put down the old book, pick up a new one, and start a new life, and just go with the flow, man. I mean, focus on you. Don't focus on what you've had. Don't focus on the past. Don't focus on anything but you. And once you do that, you'll get everything you want, just like me and Buddy. You'll get the man you want. You'll get the relationship you want. You'll get everything. Believe me, it took me a long time to get my relationship on track. It took 2 weeks of me walking out the door for him to understand who I was. Okay? So this is your time, your life, to get what you need. And it's not Tracy. It's not nobody but you. So now is the time to build on your relationship with you. Nobody else. You don't need nobody else right now. You need to focus on nobody but you. And that's basically, how would I put this? It's basically the way it has to be. You know, face the facts. We all get the hard knocks in life, but we have to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and keep on striving, baby. And there you go. Okay? So, take this in stride, put this in heart, and for anything else you never do, put this into action. Okay? You focus on yourself, you do what needs to be done, you work on your emotions and feelings and all that other stuff, you'll make it. Okay? You are not a bad person. Okay? I just want to put that out there. You're not a bad person. It's not you that's the problem. It's the one you're with that's the problem. You get that out of your life, you get that out of your system, you get that out of everything you're in, you can make anything and everything you want in life happen. Okay? Buddy and me have a good understanding. I say what happens, he follows through. Because why? I made it happen. I worked on myself after 2 relationships. Okay? And once he found out who I was and I wasn't going to take the BS that he was trying to dish out, he learned what mama says, I do. You know, I say, let's jump off the moon. He's right there with me. Let's jump off the moon. And basically, that's how our relationship works. Why do you think I live in the cabin? Because I want to do something for myself without him under my nose all the time. I'm not his babysitter. He's not my babysitter. That's what you and Tracy were becoming. You were his babysitter. You couldn't live 5 minutes without him under your butt. Okay, that's where you went wrong. Now, you want to know the truth about the matter? I'm telling you. So, you couldn't visit nobody. You couldn't go nowhere. You had to go and get right back because of Tracy. Well, Tracy's so worried about you. Why is he doing what he's doing? Okay? It's not what you're doing, it's what he's doing. Okay? So you don't need that in your life. Okay? So accept that. What you need is to focus on you. You are the one that matters. So you get your shit in gear, you worry about your health and all that other stuff. You build up an account. Start a savings account. Start putting money in it. You know, don't follow the same footsteps you just trying to walk away from. Okay? Just you don't need nobody right now. I hate to say that. Believe me, it's a whole lot better off when you're by yourself because you can do a lot more. You ain't got nobody to answer to. You ain't got nobody to worry about what you're doing, why you're doing it, where you're doing it at, who you're doing it with. Bullshit. Be your own person. Have a backbone. Okay? That's what I say. There you go. I'm done. Bye. Well, okay. There it is. That's what I had to tell her. I'm hoping she understands. I hope she listens. I hope she learns. I hope she takes it to heart. And it's everything that she needs to hear. I know I can't make her do it, but if she don't do what needs to be done, she's going to stay in this rut and she ain't going to go nowhere. And that is not a good place to be. I've been there. I've done that. And I'm telling you, like it says here, don't just talk about what you want to accomplish, make it happen. So, I mean, that's my goal in life. You know, that's me. I don't talk about what I want to do, I just go and do it. You know, that's the way things has to be. That's what makes things happen. Is you just have to go out and just accept the fact of how things are, stand on your own 2 feet, and just go with it, man. You know, stop the BS and just, you know, look for who you are. Fix what's going on. If it's not working, change it. You know, I mean, how simple, how hard, either or is that? You know, like I said, I had to learn the hard way. I went through 2 other relationships before I got to the one I'm at. And I bless God every single day for giving me the man I got today. You know, because he lets me be me. You know, me and him's butted heads, and I mean really bad like. And once he figured out who I was and how I was, he learned, that woman will tell you in a heartbeat how it is. So if she can accept that and if she can grow on what I'm trying to tell her, she will be 100% better. You know, she got to change her thing, her thinking. You know, she got to change the way she does things. You know, she thinks drinking to numb the pain. Drinking don't do nothing. It, what? You get drunk, you get stoned, you get, stupid, and it just makes things worse. Then you have a hangover or whatever, and boom, it's right back. So what did that solve? Not a flipping thing. So that's what I'm trying to tell her. So let's hope and pray that this works and it sinks in and all that good stuff, because I don't know what else to do. God will show me, hopefully, and we can go with that, go with what He tells me to do. That's the only thing I got to do. That's the only thing I got to rely on. But, I could turn my back and let it go, but, you know, I, I'm not that way. I'm just not that way. I can't just walk away if it don't do nothing. I've got to keep trying. I mean, eventually, if God says, "Look, she ain't listening. She ain't dealing with it. She just wants to do what she gonna do. Just walk away." Then okay, fine. I'm done. And I mean, when I'm done, I'm done. Turn me over, stick a fork in me, whatever you want to call it. So let's see where this goes. Thanks for listening. I hope this helps. If you're in a relationship or a situation where this comes in handy, I'm glad it helps. You know, if not, well, can't beat me for trying. So we're gonna close this off and call it done. Thank you. Bye.